Good evening and welcome into the Love Yourself Spiritual channel. My name is Peggy. Tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about gifts. It's that time of year here for us. The holidays are upon us, and I hope that everyone is having a blessed holiday no matter what you celebrate. I was just thinking about gifts and thinking about some of the spiritual gifts that we as humans are able to enjoy. And I heard something the other day about having to be born with spiritual gift, say medium or channeling like I do, or something of that nature. And I don't believe that that's really the case. We all come in at varying degrees and the levels of vibrational resonance, but we did all come for the purpose of learning to manipulate energy. And in manipulating energy, the spiritual gifts, as you move up in resonance, become more and more apparent. I do believe, because I believe in astrology, astrology actually was taken out of the Bible by Constantine, and that's something that you can look up or you can ask me about if you would like. Also reincarnation. But the spiritual energies are always flowing equally to everyone at all times. And while astrology does align us, because it does govern the energies that help to build our personality and how we perceive life. And it is really unique because in 367,000 years, no one will ever come with your chart, because a planetary alignment will not align again identically for that long. And so we are truly individuals, but we still have 99.99% divine spiritual energy flowing to and through us at all times. Depending on our resonance level, how high we resonate, which basically just means how much the percentage of divine energy that we're allowing through our cells to flow at all times, because we do have choice, and our emotions will either suppress the energy or allow the energy less or more fully to flow through us. And while your astrological chart may lend you towards different gifts, and your gifts may not look exactly like someone else's. So for instance, my gift is channeling, especially one-on-one. If there's someone in front of me that has a question that they are pretty close to the resonance of the answer, because the question will live here, or the problem will live here, and the solution will live here, I will feel the answer coming before they've even asked the question. And I can hold the resonance of the answer. And if they're close, I can give them the words that they need to bridge that gap so that they can come to the level of the solution. And that doesn't always come out in ways that I would say it. And I've actually learned by saying things that had never occurred to me before during a channeling for someone. And that's natural to me. But I am a Sag with Aquarius moon and Gemini rising. So the gift of speaking is very inherent to me. And also I would be the philosopher as a Sag. And so to be philosophical and to be able to understand things of that nature anyway is natural to me. And then, the air signs, generally it's about speaking, it's about mental energy. And so it's easy for me to organize that because of the way that I'm made. Now, someone else, maybe an earth sign, would have more feeling about it and be able to convey to someone. And maybe a water sign, it would be more about offering love to that person and loving support. And you don't even have to be with that person to offer them loving support, because spiritual energy travels faster than the speed of light, and we are never disconnected energetically from the people that we care about. And because we come, the reason for coming is to learn to manipulate energy, and our goal was to move up as far in vibrational resonance as we could and to have a beautiful life as a result of that, and to help each other. So once you head down the spiritual path and you begin to develop your spiritual gifts, people will come who are seeking and not far behind you on the spiritual path that you're on, because you will begin to resonate at a place that will attract those situations in your life. And the spiritual path isn't always comfortable. And if I was going to liken my journey to, I'm just going to use a Call of Duty game that I really enjoy. I love zombies. So Ascension, which interestingly is what you're doing as you're moving up in vibrational resonance, as you're ascending. And if I was going to say that my superpower was one of them, I would say it's flopper, because I'm kind of like a walking tower moment. I tend to be gung-ho all the time, all in. I'm the kind of person that, oh, let's do it. Okay, let's go, and go. And then if it goes wrong, I'm like, I didn't see that coming. Whoops. And that's kind of how I am. And so that may not, well, that was kind of what my spiritual path looked like. And you're getting cornered by the zombies and going, oh, whoops, that was a bad turn. Shouldn't have gone in there. Might look like that for me, someone who takes a lot more time to methodically work things through. That probably wouldn't be their favorite weapon, flopper. But it is uncomfortable. And those little zombies, most of them were me that I was running from. So I can tell you that the hardest part is a relationship between you and you, between your inner child and your mind, between the yin and yang energies within you. And balancing those will be the hardest thing that you'll do. Once you're able to really see yourself clearly, then seeing others becomes much, much easier. And it takes a little bit of individualizing yourself and really considering what would make me happy to do right now in a given situation. And if you have spent any time being a people pleaser, it can be very difficult because you are the last person you check with. But that is something that you have to begin to do. You have to begin to really see yourself, see your patterns. And the ego loves to hide your patterns from you because it understands how to navigate the way it's been navigating. And so it doesn't really want you to change. It wants you to stay exactly where you're at and not change very much. So at first it can be a little bit difficult to even discover the patterns that aren't serving you so that you can clear them, so that you can clear the emotions that they're connected to, because they're generally connected back to a childhood wound. And I'll go over childhood meditation and stuff in a later video. Because that will be important. Meditation will become important. And it's definitely one of the first things that I would suggest. I would do a chakra clearing meditation, which I do have one posted on this channel. I'll put it in the comment box so you can find that. But becoming authentically yourself. And basically authenticity is close to fully opening all of you to the flow of divine energy through you. And as you become authentic, your gifts will start to manifest. I promise you, they will. And as you become more individualized and you disconnect a little bit of your energy from other people's energy and start to heal some of those inner wounds, some of those childhood wounds that actually are bringing to you experiences that you're not enjoying. The word triggering is nothing more than a wound that has been bumped up against by someone now, and you're having a knee-jerk response to it because the wound is already present. It's already there, and the wound really wants you to look at it. That's why you're being triggered. That's why that emotion is coming up, so that you can look at it and so that you can heal it. And as you heal it, heal these things, then you're going to start rising naturally out of the resonance where you are now. You're going to start moving up spiritually, and you can't take that stagnant energy with you. You have to start healing it, or there won't be any ascending happening. And it does cause growing pains. It actually does cause some physical pains as you go through ascending through, like during a moon portal or something. I experienced severe headaches for a few hours, especially here at the front of my head. And within a few days, what I visualize and what I hear doubled. And that's just part of my spiritual gift that as I ascended, I was able to access more of. And so don't be concerned if you have some very unexplainable aches somewhere in your body and you look it up and you're really close to a moon cycle, a full moon or new moon cycle, because that's very normal. You're dragging the cells, the atoms in your body up with you spiritually. And that's a beautiful thing. You will find that some of the relationships that you have that are not very healthy may fall away, or they'll transmute, which is beautiful. That's actually really beautiful when that happens. As your gifts start to come out, you're going to start then attracting people who are close to on their healing journey to where you are, so that you can help them. And that's also a really beautiful thing. And it's beautiful. It's fun. It's really fun to see the people that you care about and to help people that you have never met before and see them winning. It's not the easiest journey, but the rewards are such that everyone should definitely take it. Definitely. One of the gifts that I have found invaluable for me personally has been tarot, which I wasn't familiar with when I was younger, but I always had kind of a fascination for things like that. And a couple of years ago, I decided that I would start reading tarot because I just had more questions. And I thought, well, that might be a fun way to get answers. I could try that. And so I did, and I really have enjoyed it. And so I think tonight and over the course of the next week or so, I'm going to do a reading with 3 spiritual energies or major arcana cards, and just see what the Divine Spirit might want to teach us or offer to us for each of the energies. There's 22 altogether, and we'll do 0, 1, and 2 today. And then as time goes on, I will try to get to all of them. And we'll just see what he has for us as we go through them. So I'm going to pause just for a minute, and I'm going to shift the camera so that you can see the table clearly, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I hope that you can see everything well enough. I did take a little time and change my area up a little bit. This is actually a part of my bedroom. And one of the things on your spiritual journey that I strongly suggest is that you have a dedicated space that you go and you meet the divine in. That's very important. And I try to keep it at a certain time of day as well. Being a horse trainer and having a few jobs, it may mix up a little bit, but I do try to be really consistent. And that's the best thing to do, is just be a consistent time that you go and you meet the divine. And a lot of times for me, it looks like a meditation, and then maybe some reading or cards, or there'll be various things. I do a lot of inner child meditation with journaling, and I will go over some of that in later videos. But if you have questions, of course, just ask. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. But I think we'll go ahead and get started. I did set out the first 3 cards, and I'm just going to talk about the spiritual energies that they offer to you, and we'll go over them. So the first one is actually 0 in the deck, the number 0, and it's the Fool. And the Fool is that really innocent young part of us that is just excited about life. It's just a natural manifester. And it's ruled by Aries, of course, which is the first sign of the zodiac. And that rules the ages of 1 to 7. And it is really beautiful. In some decks, it will show a person almost walking off a cliff because they just trust so much that, you know, the divine is there for them and that they will be caught. And that's beautiful. To be able to fully trust is difficult. I know in my journey to healing, trusting God was not easy for me. And I'm not necessarily going to blame anyone, but I'm just going to explain some of the things that I had to work through when I was going back to my inner child. And trust was one of the things that I took to her to talk to her about. I said, why are we struggling to trust God? Where is the root of that? What is the cause? And I was taken back to a time in childhood when I was listening to a spiritual or a biblical story being told. And in the story, there was a group of people chosen by God and then a group of people not. And they were to take out the people that were not chosen. And because I come from a really big family, I had a hard time with that. My inner child didn't understand why that would be the case, why he would kill some of his children, because I was told that, you know, we're all children of God, why he was okay with some of his children being killed. And that experience set up within me a feeling of distrust, because if God could do that to those people and they were his children too, at what point would I be bad enough that I also would, you know, be worthy of being taken out? So it's interesting doing inner work, and that really shifted it for me, because she didn't understand. My inner child at that time didn't understand. I was just a sponge. I was just receiving the information. And in my mind, I couldn't even formulate probably the answers or the questions to ask to understand it more fully. But in my mind, that it was a distrustful situation, in my opinion, in my uneducated opinion. So I think it's interesting that it starts, you know, with the Fool in the Major Arcana, because I think most of your healing is going to start there with your inner child, working with your energies. Once you start to get familiar with the energies and start allowing up some of your suppressed emotions, because as humans, we're really good at suppressing emotions. And those emotions have to come out. Those emotions, if they stay in your body, they start manifesting as disease, dis-ease. It's truly that simple. Those little suppressed emotions start wreaking havoc on the atoms of your body that make you up. And then bad occurrences happen. You know, you have a medical event as a result. So, and then our next card is the Magician, which I love. And the Magician is the master manifester. It is the energy offered to you by the divine that helps you to lead you on a path of manifesting things, because we all are manifestors. Our purpose here is to learn to manipulate energy, to learn to heal the karmas that were before us, the karmas that we create here while we're here. And that does take working with the divine to get them to get those done, because a lot of what has to be healed is locked in our subconscious mind, and we have very little access to it. And so it is about asking and learning to work with the energy as a magician would, and to pull those tricky little things out from, you know, behind the moon or behind your subconscious mind. And I love the Magician because it is a very powerful card, and it does connect us to our purpose here. And then the next card out is the Empress, the ultimate divine feminine energy. And the Empress is the culmination, the spiritual culmination of all of the 4 3D cards in tarot. And they are the Queen of Cups, which is the full heart, the receptive, divine, feminine heart space energy, the loving energy, strong heart, the one who gives. And the Queen of Swords, which is mental energy. And the Queen of Swords can kind of get a bad rap because she does make the majority of her decision from a logical stance. And she's a ruler, so she has to take into consideration all of those involved in the situation. But she's not going to let her heart do all of the decision. It just isn't that she doesn't know her heart. And there are times when you'll have to use your heart and times you'll have to use your head. And it's actually about balancing the queens in order to do that in your receptive energies. And then the Queen of Earth, or Pentacles, Earth energy, that's a builder. The Pentacles are builders. And so she will have the map as to how to rebuild a relationship, how to build it better, how to lay a solid foundation. And so that's very important, to have that very methodical building blocks. And then the last queen is the Queen of Fire, or Wands. And the fire signs are all about passion, all about moving things forward with passion, taking action, and moving outside of yourself those things that are inside. And so the Empress really embodies all of those energies and offers them in a intuitive way to you, which is beautiful. And every person, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. You have feminine and you have masculine energies within you. And it's very important to learn to move back and forth between those energies, because life is a balance, and being able to balance the yin and yang within you is very important. It's very important on the spiritual healing journey to be able to balance those energies. To be too much in one or too much in the other, of course, puts all of your relationships out of balance, which isn't always fun. Okay, so I have some cards that I've cleaned and said a prayer over before I turn the camera back on. I just blew that little guy down. And this is gold foil tarot. So I love the way the foil cards shuffle. It's beautiful. I can remember when I first got them, I would just send them flying all across the room because they're so slippery. Okay, let's see the Fool. Spirit, what would you want to teach us a little bit more about the Fool? Anything you would want to give us on that? Three of Cups. A celebrating, loving energy from the heart. Four of Pentacles. Holding pattern. Page of Cups. Supporting energy. King of Wands. So the supporting energy for me is always the energy that you maybe don't see that is being offered to you in support of. And so the universe basically is saying, when you are going to be the Fool, do it passionately. Do it from a spiritual knowing your worth. And the King of Wands is, the king that if you're going to send someone to war, you want to send the King of Wands, because the fire signs are passionate energy, and there's some pride there, and they don't like to lose. And they're kind of the comeback energy. They're not going to give up easily. So, and then the Three of Cups is a card of celebration. It's light, happy, connective energy. It's about being joyful and enjoying those around you. And then the Four of Pentacles. For me, the Four of Pentacles is kind of a holding pattern. As you can see, he's holding down two pentacles with his feet. He's got one between his hands and one on his crown. And fours are always patterns. So if the pattern is serving you, keep the pattern. But for me, the Four of Pentacles is to hold on to that useful energy and keep a hold of it. Don't let that youthful energy go. Don't lose your passion. Don't lose that light-hearted, loving, connective energy. And then the last card out is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is all about learning. The pages are always about learning their youthful energy. And it's about learning more about something, and then also possibly about sending a message about it. So maybe if you feel called, especially in this holiday season, to send a little message out to someone and be a little bit of the fool. Now I think the universe is saying this is a good time to do that. Okay. All right, so let's see. The Magician. Spirit, what would you teach us tonight about the Magician as a spiritual energy? What would your advice be about the Magician? Okay. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and the aces are new beginnings. When you want to start something new, there's always going to be an ace coming. And I'm going to show you the Magician really fast. I think this is a really awesome card. A little cosmic energy she's slinging there. They're kind of ornery, these little stands. These cards are so tall. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. I might just grab another stand for it. Between tall and slippery here. Okay. We have Justice, the Tower, Two of Wands. Okay. And yeah. So Justice is a Major Arcana card as well. And anytime you're going to manifest something or work on manifesting something, and if a spiritual path is what you're working on, Justice is about balancing the energies and the things that are right. It can indicate legal matters too, but in this downline, clarifying the Magician, Justice is about just balance, just checking the balance and making sure that there is justice. And know that as you begin to change on your spiritual path, if you have been taken advantage of by other people, the universe will be there to support you to set it right. And as you begin to climb up and ascend spiritually, the energy is there to help you to balance it. And then the next card, also a Major Arcana card, is the Tower. And sometimes it's going to require towers. If you have the intent, you say to the universe, I want to spiritually ascend. I want to learn my spiritual gifts, and I want to get to work on healing myself. Expect some tower moments, especially coming in response to things that have been out of balance in your life. And a tower moment yes, it can be uncomfortable. It's a happening that happens to you. The universe just says, here, jump out the window because we're burning the building down. So jump. Here we go. And it sort of it is brought about by the universe, very possibly in response to you deciding to go on a healing journey. But what the towers do is give you a very clear insight in that moment. And it's sort of like being on a train and going one way, and the universe just picks you up, puts you on this other track, and off you go in the other direction. It does usually make a sudden change, but also the wisdom that comes with the tower makes it 100% worth it every time. I wouldn't take back one tower. Not one. Not ever. No. Not when you get the wisdom. Once you start getting the wisdom, that's when it gets fun. And then the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, for me, is a card of making decisions, making difficult decisions. As you can see in this card, I'm going to try to get it where it won't glare. In this card, he has a globe in his hand. That's his world. And he's looking out at the horizon, trying to make plans and decisions about his future. And in the other hand is a wand. And that's his passions. Those are the things that he really wants, the things that are important to him. Now, if you look this wand is out to the side of him. He's not holding it in front of him. The globe is in front of him. So possibly, if you have been focused on your world and balancing the energy in your world around you, and like him, keeping his passions to the side and putting them off, that's probably not been serving you. And it's probably time to put that staff in front of you and balance more clearly, looking out at the horizon with both things in mind, both your world and what is good for the world that you are engaged in, and what's good for you. What dreams do you have? What do you want to manifest in your life? What do you want to do going forward in life? Who do you want to be? And if that looks different than who you are now, what decisions need made? What plans need made in order to see that that gets done? Because the wands are passionate energy. And from a passionately spiritual place is where you have to set new courses, especially after tower moments. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That one was lovely. Let's see the Empress. What about this Divine Feminine? Show us this Empress. Spirit. I'll shuffle for the Empress. Okay. Queen of Swords. So the supporting energy for you, and whether you have the Queen of Swords is an air sign, the queen that rules the air signs, which are, you know, okay. These ornery little cards. Well, we're going to leave these guys together because we already know them. And I'm just going to put these guys up. Okay. So we have this Queen of Swords, and like I talked about when we were talking about her being all four queens, the Queen of Swords is about needing all of the truth, needing all of the to understand a situation before taking action, and it's receptive energy. So she's gonna want to analyze the entire situation before she makes any choices. And so since this is an energy you don't see, whether you do have air in your chart or not, and maybe if you do, it's supporting you. And if you don't have air in your chart, or if you don't know, it doesn't matter. But if you're one who tends not to do much logical and that analyzing before you make a decision, then this supporting energy that you don't see might be something you might want to tap into. Because it is important to check in with your mind if you're someone who is impulsive or overly emotional. And if you're not, if you're overly analytical, you may need to pause your mind so that you can go into your heart space and get the answer out. So either way, knowing yourself is what it all comes down to, and learning more about yourself. Ace of Wands, King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, lovely. So in further clarifying the Empress, we have the Ace of Wands. And the aces, again, are about new beginnings. And this would a new beginning coming from a passionate place, backed by passionate energy, and going forward. And with determination, with spiritual determination. And then the King of Cups. And the King is the authority. This is assertive energy. The kings are always assertive energy. He knows his heart. He knows the value of his heart. The kings are where the buck stops. And so value is, there's no question about value, not within them. So in this downline, know that you know the value of your heart, the value of your love. If you're someone who gives like a king, and you possibly might be overgiving and someone is taking advantage of you, then know the value of your heart and demand equal reciprocation. You should be given back equally to. And if you will stand up for yourself and make sure that you get equal reciprocation, then the Ten of Pentacles is what will come to you. And the Ten of Pentacles is fulfillment. It's the end of the cycle. And the Pentacles are about riches and the 3D manifestation of the things that you really want. This is fulfillment in 3D. It's family, it's foundations, it's a full house, it's all of those things. So I think that that's really, really beautiful. I don't know that we need more clarity on any of those. I think they're all really pretty straightforward. The only one that I push a little bit is that Four of Pentacles, just to see if there was something else more there, maybe a card or two. That we're gonna have that one apparently. King of Cups, again, same thing. Know your worth. Again, know your worth. In the Fool, know that it's okay to individually know what you want and to really go after your dream. And don't let anyone hold you back from going after your dream. And I know that there's balancing that has to be done. Like if you're a mother, you still have to balance other things. But hold your ground on the things that you want to be the Fool on, and make sure that you make time for your healing journey if that's what you're up to right now. And then take that value, get equal reciprocation from those around you that you're giving to, okay? Give to yourself first. That's the most important part. Everything starts with the self. You have to start with you. And allowing yourself to decide what you want. I'm going to see if there's anything else just as an overall, just to clarify the overall reading. The Hanged Man. So, a new perspective. Get a new perspective on these three things. The Fool energy, the Magician. See it more clearly. See your value more clearly. And again, like I said, if you've not had an astrological chart done, then go to Cafe Astrology and get one done. Yeah, get a new perspective. And what occurs after that is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is what we have, same card as we have right here. So possibly having and being able to manifest the things that you want, it's going to take a little bit of a new perspective. It always does. Healing is a different perspective. There's no doubt about it. And then the last card out is the Eight of Wands. Go with passionate energy and go quickly. That's the fastest moving energy in the 3D part of the tarot deck, which is our energies, the 3D energies. Okay, I was going to get one card from this Messages from the Universe. One or two cards there. Whoa. Okay. One day, when you least expect it, you are going to crash into someone who is going to be so soft and gentle with your heart, and you are going to be so glad that you kept it open. You're going to be so glad that you chose to believe that you deserve more. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? If you want to be more successful in your life, your priority should be to focus your mindset on all that you want to attract into your life. Trust that more is happening than what you can see. Many forces are at work in your favor. Allow them to help you. I think that's beautiful, considering that we're talking about manifestation in this reading, the manifestation energy of the universe. So that's what I have tonight for you. I hope that that helps you in some way. And I look forward to sharing the next 3 major arcanas with you again soon. Namaste. Be blessed.